Alexa, Martin Luther King Jr.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. Martin Luther King. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My speech is about an astounding, courageous man, Martin Luther King, the man who truly changed the world. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was born on the 15th of January, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia, United States. Martin Luther King was an activist, humanitarian, and the leader of the African American Civil Rights Movement. For those of you who don't recognize this group, the Civil Rights Movement was a national effort made by black people and their supporters in the 1950s to 1960s to eliminate discrimination and to gain equal rights. Martin was inspired by Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolence and was soon on his expedition to stop discrimination to prove his dream. His dream was that all people would someday be sisters and brothers in a world governed by equality, justice, and peace. Martin wanted to show the world being black was not an advantage or a disadvantage. It was simply just the color of your skin. Martin protested, argued, and objected. He stood up for what he believed in and practically told everyone how frustrated he was at America's perspective of black or African people. Martin had a love for everyone. He didn't understand how people could be so rude and unfair to each other. He didn't understand how people could be such bigots. A person who is obstinately or intolerantly devoted to his or her opinions. Martin Luther King Jr. believed the world needed help and everyone had to participate in order to help it. Love is the only force capable of turning an enemy into a friend. Martin Luther King Jr. Martin made a speech on August 28, 1963, called I Have a Dream. His speech inspired millions of people all over the world. His speech about ending racism not only changed the perspective of thousands of people towards racism, it changed history. It changed the way we communicate with each other, and it changed how we act towards each other. And I believe if you have the power to change the opinion of America, you have the power to change the world. And that's exactly what Martin Luther King Jr. did. He changed the world. The year 1963, 250,000 people walked with pride to Lincoln Memorial Trail, where Martin gave his motivational speech. He was soon given the Nobel Peace Prize for a nonviolent campaign against racism, and was pronounced the youngest man to be presented the prize at age 35. Not only did Martin accomplish being the man responsible for the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of America, Dr. Martin Luther King demonstrated that no matter what race, age, or gender you are, you have the ability to change the world. Martin was later assassinated April 4, 1968, by a white racist named James Earl Ray. Martin was killed by a single bullet when he was standing on a hotel balcony in Memphis, Tennessee. His death was a devastation, yet it proved how terrible people with dark skin were treated, and how we needed to stop the horrible ways we acted towards each other. Martin Luther died changing the world in a heroic way, and personally, I think that's pretty amazing. I wrote my speech on Martin Luther King because Martin was more than just a person. I mean, people are cool, but Martin Luther King was an amazing person and an inspiring person. And amazing, inspiring people should be remembered throughout history, not forgotten through time. Martin was a strong individual, and if a man like him doesn't inspire you or causes you to have even a smidgen of admiration for him, I don't know who or what does. Martin made me realize the world isn't just death and sorrow, but life and hopefulness. He displayed what fearlessness and determination look like. Martin Luther King was and still is a hero to all mankind. Martin Luther King may have been defeated by death, but no one can ever defeat his dreams and hopes, and that's what makes him a great hero.